offensive line?
Well, I would imagine, you know, if nobody gets hurt or any of that stuff, it'll probably be Claiborne and Klug and Ballard and Binns. So.
What can you talk about how good that group is in relation to what you've dealt with over the course of your career?
Let's work on the less you say, the less you have to take back attitude. I think they've got a chance to be real good, you know. But that's sort of up to them. See how we progress from where we're at now.
Norm, there's been a fair amount of, I guess, the usual speculation on where you're at and what your future may be. I wonder if you could just let us know how you're feeling and what you're thinking.
I feel good if I could get this cast off my foot. You know, I mean, I don't have any intentions of retiring or all that stuff. You know, I heard that was a rumor, but there's no truth to that. So, you know, they'll probably, the only two ways I'll leave is, you know, they'll carry me out or Kirk will fire me, but one of the two. You know.
What precipitated the cast? What happened there?
I've got these sores on the bottom of my foot, and this is, you know, it's really all the same thing from last July. Mm-hmm. You know, it's sort of the same continuation of the same thing.
You'll be up in the booth again this year. Is that comfortable for you, being up in the booth now?
You know, I had been up there before. I'd rather be on the field, but I think in reality, I don't think I could get out of the way if, you know, the train were coming. I think I'd be a little bit of a hazard down there.
Coach, is this the best defensive unity you've had in your time here?
Like I said, the less you say, the less you have to take back. I think we have a chance to be good, yeah. You know, I think we have a chance to be good.
Norm, do you see leaders on this defense? I know that Pat and AJ had a big part in that last year. Have you seen different people stepping up leadership-wise this year?
Well, you know, there was a time when it was Greenway and Hodge, and then it was King and Kroll, and then it was AJ and Pat last year, and I think this year it's got to be Claiborne, Ballard, Greenwood, Sash, you know, those guys. The older guys have got to lead. They've got to lead, and you never know where you're at on that until you're out there and it happens.
You mentioned all those leaders. There are different types of leaders out there, aren't there? You mentioned all of them, and they all go about leading in different ways, don't they?
Yeah. You know, I mean, some guys will lead, but regardless if they're noisy guys or quiet guys, they still have to lead with their actions and in how they practice and how they prepare, and that's what you have to have for a leader.
Can you talk about Micah Hyde and what he brings to the table?
Well, I think he's a good young kid. You know, he's got some ability, and you know, we lose Spivey, and it'll be interesting to see how Hyde. He's eager and he wants to learn, and he works hard at it, and he has some ability.
Tyler Nielsen and Tarp in the middle. Tarp getting comfortable there?
Yeah, I think he's getting more comfortable there. You know, it's Pat was a good player. There's no question about that, and he's been studying Pat a lot on film, and I think he did a good job during the spring of getting better.
Can you talk about Rick and the job he's done coaching the front four, not just this front four, but over the years, and how great of an asset he's been to the coaching staff?
Kaczynski?
Yeah.
I think he's a heck of a teacher. Sort of a tough love kind of thing. You know, he gets after the players, but I think they love him for doing it, and he's a very intelligent guy. You know, he's sort of overcome his Notre Dame education.
Can you talk about some of the qualities that you've seen in Nielsen that have allowed him to kind of cement himself on that top spot on the depth chart at this point?
Well, I think he, you know, when he came, he was a young kid, and he's a good athlete. He's a very intelligent kid, and I think it just took time for him to realize that, hey, I can do this. And I think now that he has realized that, he's starting to blossom and take off a little bit.
What do you kind of characterize as the attributes of that linebacking core now heading into the season?
Well, you know, Hunter's played a lot of football, but Tarpinian and Nielsen, if those two are the starters, they're inexperience. I think both of them are very intelligent guys. Both of them are hard-working guys. So they've got a chance, but they're inexperienced. They just haven't had a lot of game.